with all those principles which have already been mentioned, and then experience that. What happens after that? So that has to be experienced. Therefore, it is called as Jnana Vijnana Yoga. In the previous shlokas, last session particularly, Krishna talks about what should be the, what are the various grades of bhakti, devotion, or prayers. Why does a man pray to me? Why does he pray? So he says there are different types of uh, devotees. One wants to pray when he is in distress, when he is in trouble. Then another person wants to praise when he is in, when he needs some wealth. Artharthi, and one who is in distress. And then he says one who is jidnyasu, that means one who is interested, curious to know about him. And then jnani. So arto, jidnyasu, artharthi. Chaturvidha bhajante mam. Janaha sukrutinor. Arto, Jidnyasuhu. Arto means one who is in distress. Jidnyasu is one who wants to know. Then Artharthi, that is one who wants money, and Jnani. And then he goes to say, all are okay. I am okay with any of this kind of bhakti, because in any way you want, just bring bhakti into your life first. So all the others could be stepping stones for the final destination, that is to become a complete jnani. Wisdom has different standards, grades, actually. As we run through Bhagavad Gita, we have seen how we have become a little wiser. With every shloka, with every session, something Krishna is trying to tell us. So become wiser and wiser. But there is a long way to go. So that is what he says. And what are the conditions for that? Our complete surrender, and complete faith in the process. Both we already have, but that surrender should be ultimate, and that comes step by step. And in this process, it appears very simple. Today I will sit, I will surrender, and I have a complete faith in Lord Krishna. So I must get the wisdom. Complete wisdom is that samadhi sthiti, complete oneness with Brahman. There is no, the suffering and misery are wiped out completely. So there is no question. It's derooted. But that state takes long time, because we have lot of accumulated tendencies, which we call them as, I mean, they're our habits. They are our habits to react, habits to process anything, any kind of situation, how we process with our ignorant mind. That doesn't mean to say we have no hopes. That doesn't mean to say we are incomplete, we are totally sinners. No, it's not like that. But it only means that these are the challenges which are coming on the way of complete surrender, of complete shraddha. So when we surrender completely, all these come. So, but still our effort should continue. Our effort, regular prayers, regular meditation, regular reflections, all these things will try to remove all those, cleanse all those tendencies. They're called samskars, or they're also containing the vasanas, so much of attachments to our own nature. I am like this, I am like that, this is the way I deal with things. So that should not be there. When that is completely gone, then the wisdom flows very, very easily. It flows just like the water flowing from higher level to lower level. There is no nothing can stop, because that is law of nature. Precisely, this surrender and faith, we are the laws of nature, which as and when we, as more and more we enhance, more and more we will be able to experience that effect. So with that, we start with now 20th shloka. Kamai, I think we have, did we do this? No. Kamaistaihi tairhat jnanaha प्रपद्यन्ते न्यदेवताः तं तं नियममास्थाय प्रकृत्या नियताः स्वया. So he says in the previous shloka, now he says that ultimately, when the bhakti reaches the final, as we said in the 19th shloka, he says that after so many births, when everything is cleansed, when they understand Vasudeva Sarvam, everything is Vasudeva, Krishna, then they attain that final state, and such a state is Durlabha, means it's very rare. Now he comes to another point. What he says is different people will have different bhakti, and they also uh, devote themselves to different gods. He's bringing this concept. Okay. Others deprived of discrimination due to this or that desire, one or the other desire, and they don't know how to discriminate that, following this or that ritual, following their own nature, they worship the devatas. Okay. So deprived of discrimination, they are so much engrossed in their own desire. I'll try to simplify this. That to fulfill that desire, following their own nature, they worship the devatas, and they practice the rituals that pleases their celestial gods. What is the meaning of that? Krishna is bringing the fact that in our dharma or in our system, we have multiple devatas. There is advantage, there is disadvantage. First of all, it is his own creation. I'm just giving you an explanation. So different people, they have designated gods. For example, even to worship the nature, if you want rains, you have to worship Indra. If you remember in Mathura, that once there were no rains, and people used to worship Indra every year, so that the rains. I mean, he obliges, and his Varuna and Indra, they give rain. So like that, they used to do sacrifices and homa, yajna, everything to please the celestial gods. Like that, there was Rajasuya yajna. I told you, Putra Kameshti yajna. So depending on whatever they want, no, they will worship those celestial gods, and that is the what that's the first bhakta. That means he's in distress, or he wants something, he wants wealth for the want of something. When there is no contentment, last time Padmini brought out that when there is no content, maybe always want. So following that, we worship the respective celestial gods, respective Lakshmi for wealth, Ganesha, Anjaneya, or like I said, Indra, Varuna, Rudra, Brahma, even Hiranyakashipu did penance on Brahmadeva to ask for immortality. So, like that, they keep worshipping, he says, to fulfill their desire, and they perform those rituals, whatever is required. So, Kamaihi, Taihi, Kritadhyanaha, deprived means this is not the true knowledge. Kritadhyana means these people are looking into the lower levels of satisfaction. What is that lower level? We want to fulfill our desires. We want to be comfortable. Whatever we don't have, we start approving. If you remember, if you have come across, not remember, many people keep telling, and we all do that. There is no doubt, including you and I. Many times we would have done, or maybe now we are not doing, would have done in the past. They say, go worship that temple. Whatever you pray will come. Go tie a waistband, I mean, tie a thread somewhere. Your desires are fulfilled. Go put some 101 deepas. That will be fulfilled. Like that, there are so many rituals, practices, devatas which are there. So Krishna says that people are most majority of the people get into the worship of these devatas and get their desire fulfilled. But next he says, yo yo yam tanum bhaktaha श्रद्धयार्चितुमिच्छति तस्य तस्याचलां श्रद्धां तामेव vidadhamyaham. So what he says is, so okay, no problem. They are whichever god they worship, let them do it with devotion. Whatsoever form any devotee seeks to worship with Shraddha. I want to worship Ganesha. Do it with Shraddha. Do it completely with Shraddha. I want to worship Lord Goddess Lakshmi. Do it with Shraddha. And then what he says, let them do. If they do it with great Shraddha, I shall make that Shraddha unwavering. So see, this is again, he is going to strengthen that Shraddha, strengthen that devotion. He brings that devotion into the devotee, into that devotee. I strengthen that Shraddha. So beautifully he says. That means he is here to encourage whatever you do. He is not putting rules and regulations. There is no binding. This is the greatest, I should say, the beauty of Krishna's teachings. Enough freedom is being given. We want that for desires, go, but do it with so much Shraddha. Get it. So, what is he intending to do in this process is he will build up that Shraddha to get that wealth. If people can get the wealth without going to God also, no, they may go and kill somebody and or steal somebody and get that wealth. You are not doing that. You are going to, you're working. Assume that you are working, and then you are going to the your Ita Devata, and then you are asking. So he is making that Shraddha strong. That means one or the other day that Shraddha will get elevated for liberation. So this is probably his thinking. This is what he intends to do, because his intention is to build a strong bondage of man with the higher. So it starts from there. So he encourages, he says, never mind. Even in Ramakrishna Mission, and particularly Swami Vivekananda, this is, it's told by Swami Yatishurananda here. He says that, Swami Ranganathananji in this book, that do not condemn anybody's practices. Because in this, his explanation, it is not only Deva Devatas, he says any faith, any religion, let us encourage that. Ultimately, they are spiritual. They are believing something which is beyond them. That means their ego is coming down. Let us encourage. Do not condemn. This is the famous quote in Ramakrishna Mission. Do not condemn anybody, because everybody is in their state of growth. So they say, do not condemn, rather strengthen their faith as long as they do not harm others. This is understood. As long as they do not harm others, this faith should not harm others. This faith should be for themselves alone. It should be for their connection with the higher. It could be in any form, Krishna says. So therefore, he says, they say, do not condemn, encourage whatever they do. Children also, they keep playing. They say, this is my God. Some children, not all. So let them enjoy. Keep some stone as a idol, and maybe they all sing, they may dance. Some of them, they do that. Let them do it. Is something like that. So encourage them, play with them, and so do not condemn. That is the theme of yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha. Each person has his own way of remembering God, and he will worship his own God. Somebody may worship Sai Baba also. So there are so many controversies. Still, I think this will apply. Everybody should be encouraged to follow their God, goddess. We are not here to condemn anybody's faith. So, and Sri Ramakrishna lived, if you have read about his life history, he has practiced Christianity, he has practiced Islam, he has Hinduism, he was already there. He practiced other religions and said all religions lead to the same goal. He, Vijnana Yoga, actually experienced. He used to live in those. In fact, he also lived Hanuman's life, they say. And in fact, they say a small near the coccyx, no, there was a growth indicating a tail. It comes in the history. You people can refer that. So much was his nature of experiencing different faiths. He has experienced different faiths, and he says all religions lead to the same goal, actually. So, therefore, this sloka was actually practically implemented by Sri Ramakrishna. Then he says, Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktaha Tasyaradhanamihate Labhate Chatata Kaman Mayaiva Vihitan. So this is now another interesting thing. He says, first, they should go to that god or goddess, whomever they worship, with lot of shraddha, lot of devotion, lot of faith that the Lord is going to listen, that God is going to listen to them. And then I strengthen that Shraddha. Then he is speaking from the other side. Then endued with that Shraddha or faith, when one engages in the worship of that particular God, from there the desires are fulfilled because of this worship and Shraddha. And how does this happen? These are being verily dispensed by me alone. Kaman mayaiva vihitan hitan. I am the dispenser of those desires. That means who is fulfilling? Krishna wants us to understand that he is a supreme consciousness. This is the channel. The gods and goddesses. We have built a connection with some god, Ganesha, Ayyappan, Hanuman, whatever. So then what happens is we do it with Shraddha. We do a lot of chanting. We remember, we meditate. He builds up that Shraddha. And because of that Shraddha, whatever you have asked for, nowadays we talk about manifesting whatever we desire. Manifesting means visualizing our desire. So we are always engrossed in that. So what happens is now, because of that Shraddha built up, it gets fulfilled. But who is fulfilling? Krishna says, it is dispensed through me alone. I am the one. These are gods and goddesses become the channel for my dispensing. So ultimately, whomever we worship, it is reaching him. Whatever we get, it is coming from him. The gods and goddesses are the mediators, but he is okay with that. He says, fine, I am not going to come, but have Shraddha, have complete faith. Whatever you ask will be given. So that should be your faith. And if you see the Puranas, when people have done lot of tapas, even the asuras have been granted boons by Lord uh, Ishwar, Shiva, and also Brahma, Vishnu. Asuras are also, as I said, Hiranyakashipu was given a boon by Lord Brahma because the way he did that penance and that Shraddha, it was unmatched. For several years he did that. So therefore, that Shraddha should be there. Then next he says, अन्तवत्तु फलं तेषां तद्भवत्यल्पमेधसां देवान् देवयजो यान्ति मद्भक्ता यान्ति मामपि. Having said that, now he says, but these men and women who are going to these gods and asking in his terms, because he wants us to graduate, postgraduate, and get the, what I should say, fellowship, whatever, highest qualification. So he says, but the fruit which is coming to these men and women of little understanding is limited. The fruit which is coming to these men and women, what is the fruit? I asked for my daughter's marriage. My daughter got married. So he says, this is little understanding. And the fruit is also limited. What after marriage? Then after marriage, she should have a child. Her family should prosper. So it goes without any check. It doesn't end there. So the fruit is limited, and the worshippers of the devas go to devas, and my devotees come to me. Devan devayajo yanti, madbhakta yanti mamati. So here he is bringing a little difference. First, he has encouraged, have Shraddha, go. But the fact is, he says, you are asking for smaller things. Ask for bigger things. Today you will ask for something, your mind will be fulfilled. Then you will ask for one more thing. You said, last time, no, God has taken care of me. He gave me this house, this land, everything. Now I will ask for a Tesla car or whatever. Again you pray, again they will give. But everything is limited. You will not stop asking. So you will continue asking, giving, asking, taking, asking, taking. This deal will continue. You will die. Next birth, again it continues. And it is not that you are always happy, not mentioned here, but it is understood. With every desire fulfilled comes a baggage, isn't it? Suffering is always following with any desire that gets fulfilled. If you check into your life, you will understand that anything, no big desires, we feel so happy. But it is only one side of the coin. The other side is it will come with a baggage. It depends on how well you will handle those sufferings or miseries or what are disappointments, whatever. What are those? If you may say, I have got such a nice house, such a nice car, so many maids and servants working for me. Where is a question of suffering? So it depends on how you take it. But there will be a thing. So he says that the fruit is limited and this understanding is also limited because everybody thinks this is permanent life and I want these materialistic things. So their understanding, alpamedhasam, with limited understanding. Do you think they are really dumb-witted? No, they are intelligent. But Krishna is talking about spiritual intelligence. That is the word given by Swami Ranganathananji. Alpamedha, medha means intelligence, intellect, you can say. So that is limited in these people who are asking for some things which, you have much better things, higher things than this. They don't know the value of the higher things. But those who are spiritually evolved, they feel this is nothing. Even if he's poor, he will not ask for luxuries. He will ask for God, I want your presence. So he says, the worshippers of devas, that means those who worship for their desire, they go to the devas. That means they're connected with them, no doubt. And I will keep fulfilling their desires. That also he says. But my devotees come to me. My devotees come to me means that is a liberation. So a bhakta, if he says out of curiosity, I am not desirous of all this. Even though I don't have so much of luxury, still I want to go higher, understand. Jidnyasu, curiosity. Who is this person who has created this world? Who is this person who has built this law of karma? Where I am going through good and bad. If I have that curiosity and go, then I will be reaching him. Then he says, Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam Manyante Mam Abuddhayaha Param Bhavam Majananto Mamavyayam. Now he says, he comes to his reality again. Why all this happens is the foolish people, foolish means again, as I said, less spiritual or most of a common man, he regards me, uh, the unmanifested, that means Nirakara Brahma, Parabrahma, as this manifestation. That means they think Krishna is one here. He's telling this to Arjuna, in who is in front of you, as the real Krishna. That's all. Like I am any other human being, without realizing that I am immutable. Even if I give up this body, I, the Krishna, is supreme. I am immutable and transcendental. Immutable. Avyayam anuttamam. Avyayam anuttamam. So I am the transcendental and I am immutable. So Krishna is trying to say, he is telling, not trying to say, he says that very few people, even now, in that era, he's talking about that, around people who are here, they consider me as just like you, Arjuna. I'm like you only, like any other human being. Nobody knows that actually I am that supreme consciousness who has taken this avatar. Very few. So, actually, to understand people of higher wisdom, leave alone Avatara Purusha. To understand people of higher wisdom, it requires an elevated mind also. That's what people say. Even Swami Vivekananda was totally misunderstood. The New York Times had published his picture. On one hand, he was carrying dollars, and other hand, he was seen with women. So much of misinterpretation because they were people of lower intellect. To understand a great man, we also have to have some greatness. To understand the value of a great person, we need to have some greatness. You would have heard that, that thing which came circulating in WhatsApp. Somebody gets a small piece of, stone, and he goes and asks somebody, give me, what is the value of this? I found this. He says, this will cost some 100, 200 rupees. Then he goes to some other person. He also says maybe 500 rupees. And then when he actually goes to a person who really deals with diamonds, he says, this costs several thousands. Where did you get this? So they say, हीरे का भाव वही जानता है जो हीरे से काम करता है. नहीं तो otherwise means a person who knows the value he must be really intelligent. He should be of that, he should be having that capacity to understand what it is. Otherwise, nobody knows. You have seen all great people born, even for that matter, Sharda Mata also. She was born in a family, and her own brothers and brothers' wives did not understand her value. She was called by Swami Vivekananda goddess herself. Extraordinary tolerance, extraordinary objectivity. We are coming to that. No emotional, no bias, unconditional love. You should read about her. So, uh, but her own people, her own siblings, they failed to understand their own sister. So, to understand also, you need to have some greatness. So, Krishna here he says, exactly in a similar this one, he says that people of low intellect, abuddhaya, they fail to understand. Abuddhaya means again low spiritual intelligence. They are involved in the worldly matters so much that they are nowhere near uh, understanding, leave alone his real nature. They don't even have an understanding that this world is temporary, this life is temporary, this it's not one single life. We are going to have several lives. Our objective is to evolve. So all this is not known to them. So these are the people of low intellect. Therefore he says people cannot appreciate greatness. Even Sri Ramakrishna also, people thought he was mad. Only after due course, some people, many people came and they identified him as Avatara Purusha, and then he was identified as something. I mean, he was beyond an ordinary human person and an Avatara Purusha. So he says next, Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavratah मूढ़ोऽयं नाभिजानाति loko mamajamavyayam. Why does this happen? Because I am not seen manifest to everyone, because it is by yoga maya. Because of maya, this deluded world, they do not know me as unborn or immutable. Why they are alpabuddhayaha or people with low intellect? It is because of Maya. Their true intellect is covered by this yoga Maya. Therefore, they cannot see. Why this ignorance? Because they are drowned in the desires. They are drowned in the next very critical is 27th shloka. They are drowned in their own likes and dislikes, anger, hatred, all those things. No, they are clinging to them so much that they fail to see, they fail to go beyond that. Some are making an effort, some have already made an effort, some do not even know that. Therefore, we have those three personalities. So he says, because of my yoga maya, maya means what? Gunas, three natures. We have classified them. So because of that, they are unable to see me. Vedaham samatitani वर्तमानानि चार्जुन भविष्याणि च भूतानि मां तु वेद न कश्चन. So he says, oh, I know, O Arjuna, the beings of the whole past, present, and future. I know the beings of the past, present, future, but no one knows me. Obviously, he is telling, making Arjuna understand that I am actually not this. He is also making Arjuna and us understand that this Krishna whom you are seeing is a representation of that Parabrahma, and therefore I know the who all were there in the past. Who all means we are all part of Atman only, but we are. What I should say, we are reborn, isn't it? We were somebody in the past. We are somebody now. We are going to be somebody in the future. So he knows about it because he has drafted the law of karma. He has drafted. He has kind of understood who it is, who was there, who will be born, who is here right now. So that he is trying to tell Arjuna. Now comes very very important shloka. Why this lack of understanding? Why they are not able to see me? Why they are not able to develop shraddha to attain me, as we said in the previous show. Alpa Buddhayaha. Alpa Buddhayaha seek the celestial gods, do the rituals. Not bad, but he says it's still a lower stratum. But why it is like that? He says, Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. So he says, very interestingly, they are deluded. Moha means delusion. Delusion means we are, we are clouded vision, you can say. There's so much of clouding that we are not able to see the things as they are truly, that we are not able to see the truth, what it is. What is the truth now? Truth is very objective. Being emotional is being deluded. Why we become so emotional? Because of this. What is the meaning? By the delusion of the pairs of opposites, dvandva. Always there is desire and aversion. Likes, I like this, I don't like this. I hate this, I just want to go, I don't stand the presence of this person, or I love to be in the company of this person. So the entire life revolves, if you see, and it has revolved around likes and dislikes. So he says, Ichha Dvesha, desire, aversion. Samutvena, Dvandva Mohena Bharata. Bharata means Arjuna. Every human being is clouded by preferences. I want this, I don't want that. So, because of that, full of delusion and Sarva Bhutani, he says, by the delusion of pairs of opposites, so many pairs, but basically they arise of desire and aversion, Ichha Dvesha. From there only, O descendant of Bharata, they fall into delusion at birth. This starts, it is his creation only. From the birth itself, the child itself, the newborn, the minute he comes to senses, he knows he wants mother, he doesn't want to eat, he likes to see the things. And today's children want the mobile, want the YouTube, and they don't like to sit and study. So likes and dislikes are there even in our old age. I don't like to sleep on this mattress. I've been giving this example because it applies to me only. So like that, we are deluded, and entire all the opposites, pairs of opposites arise from desire and aversion. Ichha, dvesha. Oh, it is so cold. It's too hot. Unbearable heat. Unbearable cold. Why? I don't like cold. I don't like heat. We are not adapting ourselves to whatever is there. If it was so, then what we would have done? Doesn't mean that we should have heat stroke or frostbite. It doesn't mean that. But most of the times we are cribbing. I'm just giving one example. I like this, I don't like this. I hate this, I like this. Always it is based on this. So therefore, he says that everything arises from these two, desires and aversions. Basis of everything is these, because we have also discussed, once the desire is there, then what happens? If it is fulfilled, we go for higher desire, and that is fulfilled, next desire. So never ending. That means desire leads to greed, right? Desire leads to kama. Then that greed, if it is not fulfilled, lobha. Kama leading to lobha, it's called desire and greed. If it is not fulfilled, what happens? Then anger. Whoever it is, or whatever situation, or frustration on ourselves. Why the hell I'm not able to achieve this? Why the hell I did not get a good wife? Why the hell I did not get, why the hell my son did not perform well? So everything, it starts from desire only. Rather than that, if we start working towards that and be contented, I'm working. Whatever happens, happens. We don't take this attitude at all. We get moha, deluded. We get engrossed in the desire of non-achieving, or we get engrossed in overachieving. Both are bad. And as I said, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsara. All these are enemies. Desire, Kama, anger, Krodha, Lobha, greed, Mada, extraordinary egoistic, arrogance. It comes like that. Mada, nobody like me. Mada, Matsara, jealousy. Matsara is jealousy. Moha is delusion. All these delusion means ignorance. You will not know what you are doing. You will not be aware of what you are doing. And if the mother, ahankara, everything has built up so much that you try to justify your actions even though they were not proper. Even if they are in what, so what? I felt like that, I have done like this. All this come out of ignorance. So because of these, no, we live and we nourish, and our mind also cheats us. It's tell you you have done the right thing because our buddhi is alpa buddhayaha. We are so much involved in our own likes, dislikes, and ensuring that I live comfortably. Whether others are living or not, I don't care. That is moha. Because of moha, all this starts and selfishness comes. All these negative qualities, these are all called as the, like last time we said, avidya, maya. So all this makes, it forms a block. And therefore, Krishna says, Ichhadvesha samuthena, dvandva mohena bharata. All the sukha, dukkha, mana, apamana, all these opposites you see, everything comes from these two only, these Ichhadvesha. Everything is because of desire or aversion. Either I like, strongly I dislike. From there, these are the precursors of all those other dualities, he says. Everything comes. I'm happy. Why I'm happy? I got my things as per my wish. I'm unhappy. I did not. I got something which I never liked. Aversion. I got something. Happy, unhappy. Apamana, mana. Somebody felicitated me. Awards I got. Because I like. That was my desire. Somebody insulted me. Apamana, because I did not want that. I did not want that lady to be there. Still, I talked to her. Still, something happened. Again, aversion. So, as long as we keep on nourishing or harboring this desire and aversion, we are not get going to get out of these clutches of these, and we that maya will start giving more and more support to this, so that we never come out of that. So therefore we get deluded, and therefore we are not able to see Krishna in reality, truth in reality. Slowly, if we start cutting down, is it really required, this desire? Even if it's not going to harm anybody else also, doesn't matter. Today I'm here, okay. Tomorrow I am there, ठीक है. With wisdom, huh? I'm again telling you, wisdom should say that, because I'm in the spiritual path. There's much more higher things to be achieved. Why should I break my head on such petty things? ठीक है. I'll tell you, when we went for a trip, as we all know, and actually, my husband used to keep giving me, though he's not into the spirituality and other things. We went to some hotels where services were really paid good amount of money. Services were poor, very poor, but the people were so good. They were so hospitable. The facilities are not there. Immediately they'll come and attend to you. So my husband used to, don't create any scene. Even see, one mind would say, of mine would say, we have paid. They are supposed to give. I'm supposed to tell so that they're supposed to correct. Okay, you can tell, but it's not a must. We get that. You can tell them. Not that we should not tell. We can tell, but we should not make it such a big problematic thing. Just tell them and adjust. You are going to stay there for 2 nights. Adjust. Hardly we are coming back, sleeping there. Next day morning we are going. ठीक है. You can tell them this is what it should be, but don't make it. Oh my God, what is this? This thing is not working. They are not serving. Morning tea is not there. 8 o'clock they're coming. How do I live without? Because we are attached to. I am attached to tea in the as early as soon as I get up. I need my tea. My tea is not there. I become furious because of desires and aversion. So I said, okay, no tea till 8 o'clock. Let me practice meditation. I usually get up, make my tea after brushing and everything, have my cup of tea, and then sit for meditation. Then I changed, because this is how I think we should. One example, maybe all of you have grown beyond this, but still, to me, these things keep coming again and again, where I become very particular. I can use that word. We are so particular about certain things that if it is not done, we become agitated. That should not happen. It should not happen. You should be particular, correct. But if it doesn't happen due to some reason, try to correct it peacefully, without making an issue out of it, without spoiling your peace of mind, without disturbing others. Try to correct it. And sometimes people listen, sometimes they don't listen. It is their botheration. But you try to correct and try to live, because if you see Bhagavad Purana, Shukacharya tells Parikshit, particularly for people like us in Vanaprasthashram, he says, Parikshit, why do you need a mattress? There is Mother Earth, you can sleep on that. This nature has given such beautiful place for you to sleep in this forest, bank of river. There is such a nice place, very beautiful grass. Sleep on that. Why do you need a pillow? Use your hand. Why do you need vessels to eat or drink? Use your palm, he says. And then why do you need a shelter? Trees are there, sky is there. Just sleep. It rains, rains. It's not going to rain permanently. Get wet. So what? This is what is hidden. So, and then why do you need a dress? There is a bark of the tree. Say they're all lying there. Use that. Nature gives you everything. So this is the kind of, extreme, not extreme, the true, you know, um independence Shuka teaches Parikshit, because nature has provided everything. And here we crib about the tea, about the AC, about the mattress, everything. So we should not be particular about anything, with situation, with people, with the circumstances, with anything. It's okay. Keep smiling. Be happy. We are alive. We are breathing. We are able to meditate. We are able to remember God. Khatam. We have people around, our people are good, reasonably good to us, reasonably good, 50% or 35%, more than enough. That will take care of all our emotions. And he says, train the mind in objectivity, not subjectivity. Subjectivity means being emotional. Become highly objective. Okay. This Ichha Dvesha, Shankaracharya has given, I would like to spend some time on this point, because Shankaracharya has given this very interesting, and all our spiritual scientists, I would like to use that word, they have given this Ichha Dvesha as the root cause of uh, interaction in the external world also, not only spiritual. Ichha Dvesha you have to live so that you can see God, you can cross the Maya. That is spiritual aspect. Now, day-to-day interaction, Shankaracharya Guru has told in Sanskrit, Nahi ichha dvesha dosha vashikrita chittasya yatha bhutartha vishaya jnanam utpadyate bahirapi. Bahirapi means, this is, I'm quoting exactly from Swami Ranganathananji's book, because it impressed me a lot. Bahirapi means even in our day-to-day life, external life. We talked about spiritual life. We want to see God, therefore we should give up. Another aspect, day-to-day life, we are so emotional that, see, if we are talking about Atma, Krishna, Maya, everything, coming to the reality, we have to interact. As soon as this session is over, we go to our day-to-day life, day-to-day activities, and interact with people. That is our biggest challenge, isn't it? Today it may be normal, tomorrow it may be something, at home, outside, everywhere. So he says, this Ichha Dvesha is the cause for so many miseries in interpersonal relationship. How is that? Most often, no, we become biased because of our desires and our likes, our attachments. We become biased. People like judges, he says, when he has to deliver justice, imagine if he becomes emotional, and he says, this man, I have seen him somewhere, he behaves very well, and tries to tilt his judgment towards that person, even though there is no evidence to prove that he is a clean person. So sometimes it can happen. Therefore, we must be very objective. Objective means no bias whatsoever, no emotionalism. We should be very, I should say, strong in controlling our mind, which tries to tilt towards people whom we like or whom we dislike. Likewise, even as a leader, let us say you are in a meeting, and then you want to get the opinion, democracy. You want to get the opinion and take the majority, and you want to give a decision. Let's say you're taking a decision against somebody, it need not be judge or somebody. So at that point of time, no, there also you may have chances that you will favor somebody, and you will not favor, just because you like somebody, you do not like somebody. Two contestants for promotion, You are in a decisive position whom to choose. You like somebody because he has done some favors or his behavior may be good, whatever. Behavior can be an objective phenomenon, but you liked him. He has come and met you several days. He always adores you, appreciates you. Therefore, you are likely to bend towards that person compared to another person who has actually achieved so many things, who deserves a promotion. You are in that position to decide whom should I promote. You should be very, very unbiased. There also, Ichha Dvesha comes into picture, like desire and aversion, likes and dislike. It's not I like, I should, it's what is right, I should take a decision. So this is extremely important in our day-to-day life. And if we practice this, then we will start practicing objectivity. It's okay, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು Upanishad Ganga, there is one story. I will tell you some other time. For everything he will say, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, it's okay, it's fine. Why he will say it's fine? Because his mind is always absorbed in God, his activities. It doesn't mean he oversees the, injustice or no, it's not like that. He oversees petty things. Petty things mostly they can be overlooked because we cannot correct everything in this world. Life is full of imperfections. Just try to see how best you can and get going. We cannot correct the entire world. We must underline this. It is full of imperfections because God's srishti is like that. But again, having said that, it's not that. We must accept, we must act, we must speak, but don't make it an issue. Okay. येषां त्वन्तगतं पापं जनानां पुण्यकर्मणां ते द्वन्द्वमोहनिर्मुक्ता भजन्ते मां दृढव्रताः. So beautiful. He says, now people who are, who men and women, yesham tvantagatam papam. As we keep on doing good deeds in life, punyat kelsa, good deeds, keep helping people, and we are already there as doctors, teachers, parents. We are all doing good deeds. So, people, men and women of virtuous deeds, whose sin has come to an end. Our sins have not yet come to an end, probably, or maybe we don't know. But if they have come to an end and freed from such delusions, anything is okay for me, then they worship me with steadfast devotion. People whose sins have come to an end because of good deeds. How do the sins means past karma comes to an end? We can erase the past karma through our good deeds and with constant devotion to God. When we keep doing this continuously, no, and then free from this raga dvesha, when we do all these things, then the only thing we start doing is worship Him. The only thing we do is throughout the day. I'm not exaggerating about my mother. When I saw her in the last 6 months precisely, I would see her, she'll get up in the morning. She had a very disciplined life. I'm not exaggerating, but probably she's close to this. When I was reading this to my daughter, I remembered my mother today. And incidentally, it was Mother's Day yesterday. So she gets up early she has a very, very disciplined life, particularly from the beginning and more so in her old age. So she gets up by around 6:30. She has her yoga on the bed, little bit she could do, and then she does some chanting, and then she has her regular morning routine, and then after her bath, she does some small puja, takes a breakfast, and then 1 hour of chanting. Then she comes out, talks to people. There was a cook. My brother's daughter was there with her. She does all that. Again, she goes back. Again, she plays on the YouTube the chanting. Then she has lunch in half an hour. She watches the television serial. She sleeps for half an hour. Again, she plays some Raghavendra, or Krishna, all gods and goddesses. Evening again, she comes out. She talks to people. Again, 2 hours of this one sitting. She will not sleep in the evening because Sandhi Kala we should not lie down. And so whole day I am seeing her. She is doing one or the other chanting. I used to ask her, how can you? Then she said, what else I have to do? What else I have to do? I have to do that. If I recollect, in her last 6 months, in a day, almost 8 to 10 hours she would spend in chanting or remembering God. And likewise, there may be many old people, but this is something which is a divine grace. So I don't know whether, and she died on Akshaya Tritiya, she died early morning at the Shubha Muhurta. So that comes in the next shloka. So don't know, means she was reaching towards this state probably. This is what I guessed more when I read this shloka. No, I was saying always she used to be in that. one after the other, one after the other, less of talk, no gossip. It was a total change in her nature, actually. She was the other way before that. Nothing. She's just chanting. So, those who keep doing good jobs, good work, punya, and those who are free from desires and aversions, and so their sins come to an end, and they keep only remembering me. So, last two, we shall finish this one. जरामरणमोक्षाय मामाश्रित्य यतन्ति ते ते ब्रह्म तद्विदुः कृत्स्नम् अध्यात्मं कर्म चाखिलम्. So now, having done this kind of thing, those who taking refuge in me, such people are saying, strive for freedom from old age and death. They ask God only, I want to be liberated from old age and death. That means, anyway, I'm going to die. They don't say, avoid my death. No, this chakra, cycle of birth and death, relieve me from that, because these are the two things which everybody is afraid of. What is that? Old age and death. So those who taking refuge in me strive for freedom from old age and death, know Brahman, and also the whole of everything, Adhyatma, that is self, and karma in its entirety. That means those who get rid of ichha dvesha, who do punya karma, and who get rid of all their cleanse everything, all tendencies gone. Now it's clean slate. Now they reach Brahman and they understand. These are the jnanis as well as the vijnanis. They understand everything about what is karma, what is karmic cycle, what did I go through, why did I go through, and how did Lord help me, how did his law of karma acted on me, everything objectively, and they know Brahman. So basically, they strive for freedom from old age and death. We are talking about anti-aging therapy. Recently in conference, we discussed about senility, that will reduce the aging, that will improve the longevity. Why for longevity is required? Good if you get that longevity. That should be for getting free from your sins in the true sense. This is what the spirituality says. Longevity is good. Even the age-old saints, they practiced for long life. That's why many saints are living for hundreds and thousands of years. Longevity is very much welcome, provided we are free from all the ailments, anxiety, depression, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, diabetes and its complications, mental health. So many things come with age. I remember my mother used to say 44 years back, as we stay for long, why we should not, I would say, why are you asking for death? Keep doing this chanting and all. 4 years back, she used to tell that with age comes all these illness, and I am suffering, I'm making others suffer. So old age, and my mother-in-law used to say, old age is a curse. Always she used to say, old age is a curse. Loneliness, because nobody is free. So many things are there in old age. So that is a suffering. And death, it seems the 200 scorpions bite, says Swami Mukundananda. Somewhere he has quoted. As though 200, I'm not scaring you all, but that is death. But if you are free from all this during your life, you take care of everything, death will be a welcome thing. Even if the pain is there, you trust God, he says. It has to happen. The threshold of pain increases. Anxiety is not there. Depression is not there. You will have a graceful aging, come what may, because we would have developed the detachment. If children are not talking to you, it's okay. ठीक है, they're busy. Call them, ask them, how are you? Are you comfortable? Do you need any help for me? Rather than asking, why have you not spoken? Why have you not taken care of me? This is not the way to treat your parents. This thing will bring more misery. So if you have grown spiritually, your attitude in old age also changes, and death also will be like a passing station. So the real, in opposition to Alpa Buddhayaha, he has quoted, those who are elevated, these people are asking God to get us free from this old age, free from death. That means permanent liberation. That is what people will ask. That's what Krishna says. That is the real this one. Now he says, साधिभूताधिदैवं मां साधियज्ञं च ये विदुः प्रयाणकालेऽपि च मां ते विदुः युक्तचेतसः. So those who get elevated, those who know me as Adi Bhuta, Adi Daiva, Adi Yajna, will continue to know me even at the time of death with steadfast mind. So, the spiritual practices that we do throughout our life are actually going to take care of us in the critical moment of our death. And he says, if you practice that, and they will know that I am the one who presides over all this nature, Adi Bhuta. I am the one who will preside over divine beings or gods and goddesses. He told that just now. And I will also preside over all the ritual sacrifices, etc. That means this nature you see, this is presided by the Lord. You see this yajna, homa, and all which you are performing for our desires, that is also presided by Him. And one more is Adi Daiva, gods and goddesses. I am the one who's presiding over them. Everything you are seeing is presided over by me as the supreme reality. So these people will understand this, and not only understand, even at the time of death, they will remember this. If they have understood during their healthy part of their life, they will remember this even in their old age. And then, if they are yukta, means always engaged in yoga, then they will understand all this and obviously understood that in old age, if we remember Him in this way, and steadfast devotion, then our destination is going to be different. It's going to be unique. Maybe we attain moksha, or we go to some better world or better life in future. Maybe that will be our last life. So that will be the ultimate goal, actually, where we want to go. So that completes iti jnana vijnana yogo nama saptamodhyayaha. We complete chapter 7. So today's take home message are two things. One is we must try to get over Ichha Dvesha. And before that, he says, any God you pray, anybody, remember to do that with devotion, whatever we are doing, and understand that behind that it is Him, Parabrahma. It is not limited here to our dealing in at a lower scale. It is encouraged by Him, but we must not stop. And ideally, we must overgrow that desire and try to get Him, because that is a permanent cure. Just as for diseases, no, if you take in an infection, symptomatic improvement versus treat the underlying cause. Infections must be treated with antibiotics. If there's a cough suppressants are like going to Leva Devatas and getting it cured. Taking antibiotics in the presence of infections, okay, properly diagnosed infections, you take antibiotics, that will clear the infection, and then also continue building your immunity and all that. That is like reaching the Parabrahm. So that is end for today's lecture. Any queries, additions? I hope all of you are there. It was a long session. Yeah, Kavita, Padmini, anything? Any clarifications?
No, ma'am.
Nothing, ma'am.
Nothing. Okay. Chaitali, Suvarchala, Shubha,
Nothing, ma'am.
right? Okay. So, will this be implementable in our day-to-day practice? Not to have desires, not to have aversions. Can we behave like a saint? What is your take on that?
No, ma'am, but it can be in moderation.
Okay, correct. Very, 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 very correct. It is actually. You can start somewhere, right? Becoming aware in moderation, right? Because we are leading a life where we are taking care of so many responsibilities. So, in moderation, yes, correct. What about others? Do you agree with her?
Actually, I was going through Virat Kohli, ma'am, when we were
Oh.
discussing today. Like
Ah.
he just walked away from something that gave him identity, fame, and purpose, and from his profession. And just like that, he took his retirement.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
yeah, he took retirement, and Could it be a form of spirituality? Like,
Possible? Yeah, possible. Maybe he felt that, I mean, I don't know his person as a, no, I don't know him as a person, but retiring when you are at your peak is like
yes, ma'am.
maturity only. Instead of waiting, exhausting, and then retiring, when you're at your peak, it's a sign of maturity. Spirituality, I'm not very sure until we know him. But if he could have got more accolades and awards, and yet he has decided to step down, then it is one of the, obviously, it is higher maturity and spirituality, definitely. I mean, if he deserved some more, he could have got if he had stayed there. And he's not, I mean, he's contented with what he had. I think it is, should be. So that comes with age and with, yeah, that is actually good quality, I should say. Good quality, appreciable.
Okay, it's we can't call it a part of spirituality, no, ma'am.
We can,
maturity.
spirit, why not? Because wisdom we can call, definitely.
Okay.
But what made him, we don't know much details, but we can call him. Maturity is definitely spirituality. Emotional maturity, controlling the mind, not yielding to all those, it is definitely part of spirituality, no? That is what we say, not being too much attached to those positions, accolades and all. If that was his thought when he retired, then definitely it is spiritual thought.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
Ma'am, in 29 shloka, ma'am, the word adhyatmam is there, no? What's the meaning of that, ma'am?
Adhyatma is knowing about self. Adhi Atma. Adhi. Adhi Daiva. Adhi Yajna. Adhi Atma. Adhi Atma is Adhyatma. 29th, yeah. It is knowing about the self only. Knowing about the self. See, yeah, that's what. They Brahma Tadvidu. That's why I said they know Kritsam, everything, including Adhyatma, Karma, Cha Akhilam. Akhila means everything, wide, okay? Whole, okay, in its entirety, Akhilam. Karma in its entirety, Adhyatma in its entirety. Adhyatma means, Atma in entirety. Adhyatma means knowledge about the self. Adhyatma is what? Knowledge, spirituality, knowing about the self, this Atma. That is Adhyatma.
Okay. Ma'am, in my book it is given as Pratyagatma. What is that, ma'am?
Pratyagatma.
Yeah.
That word is not there in the shloka, no?
Yeah. It's not there. I mean, they have given the meaning for Adhyatmam.
What, I don't know what it means, Pratyagatma. About the self, I know. To both translations, I have seen Swami Mukundananda's and Ranganathananji's. Is in Telugu they have given Pratyagatma.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Is understanding, yeah, Pratyekatma, maybe individual Atma or something, I don't know. But it is understanding yourself. Self means higher self. Yourself.
Okay.
We have to understand, that's the whole thing. No, Adhyatma is understanding who am I. Right?
Yes.
So such people who are devoted, Ichha Dvesha Vimukta, Punya Karma, they know the Adhyatma. Jara Marana, they want to get rid of that, and they know the Adhyatma. So understanding about the self, that is what it means. Okay, so I think we can wind up for today.